Good morning. All right. So, thought we would do some Crimson Vow draft simulators here. Did one in the last stream and I thought it was cool, so why don't we do it again? Yeah, I need a little caffeine too. All right, let's do this. And of course, we'll do plenty of reading, as usual. All right. Should be able to see all the text on this. All right, so we know the Catgeist already. It's basically a Scroll Thief for 2 mana. Comes back as a gives Scroll Thief to something else. I really like this card actually, even though it's a 2 mana 1/1. I think it puts a lot of pressure on your opponent if you get this down early, or if you can give it evasion. Whispering Wizard. This is a great play around, or build around rather. I really like this card. Survey is kind of a weird card. 4 mana ramp spells tend to not be great, but if you have enough top end, maybe. What else do we have? Lacerate, Flesh, 5 mana, 4 damage to a creature. Create a number of blood tokens equal to the amount of excess damage dealt to that creature this way. That's kind of cool. Rural Recruit, 4 mana 1/1. It's got training. When it enters the battlefield, create a 3/1 green boar. That's an interesting card. I have a feeling this card's pretty good. 2 bodies in 1. Yeah, I think so too. It also doesn't even put the cards in your graveyard, but that'd be a big mill. Like Mulch, at least, you get lands and you put cards in your graveyard. I think the blood tokens are good other than the rummaging because there's a lot of cards that synergize with them, so I kind of like it. This is just some draft sim website that Sire Anna on stream showed me yesterday, so I thought this would be a good way to kind of learn the new cards. Personally, out of this pack, I'm kind of feeling the Whispering Wizard. I think this is, even though there's some removal in here, I think this card's going to be a really strong build around. Plenty of non-creature spells to cast, and getting 1/1s, even if it's only once each turn, is really strong. They can block too, so they're good. I'm going to go with the Whispering Wizard. All right, follow-up pick. Well, we have a Braid, which is some strong removal. We have Foreboding Statue. Beginning of your instep, if there, so you put some Omen counters on it and it turns into a 5/5, and it's a 3 mana card. That's not bad, actually. And you get to untap it and transform it. This card actually is not bad. Ramp, Fixer, turns into a 5/5. Can do it in all colors. I like it. Archghoul is good for zombie decks, but it can also just... Remember, it also works with... at least by itself. And if it's not a zombie, you can still mill it, which is not bad. Laid to Rest, so whenever a human you control dies, draw a card. Oh, that's kind of cool. Whenever a creature you control +1/+1 counter on it dies, you gain 2 life. So good with training, good with the life gain deck, good with humans. Interesting card. Spore Crawler is a card I'm a big fan of. I think this card's going to be very good. 3 mana, 3 power, dies, draw. So your opponent's not going to want to trade with it. And if they do, even if you're trading it with like a 2 mana creature, I feel like you're still pretty happy about it. The Entomber's a weird card. synergizes with some of the graveyard stuff, some of the graveyard disturbed creatures, or there's some zombies that work out of your graveyard too. This Lantern Bearer is a card that works well with that cat we saw out of pack 1. Wolf Strike, not as good removal. This is tough to use. Well, I guess I've been reading it wrong. So it's one-sided fight, which is good, and instant speed. That's also good. It only gets the buff if it's night. Okay. I think I was reading it, if it's night, then it deals damage equal to its power. So I was reading it incorrectly. Out of this pack, I think we just take a Braid. There's also really not a blue pick worth taking, I would say. So I think a Braid feels like an easy pick. All right. Pick 3. So this is a day-night creature. 3/3 or a 6/3. You can cast it as Flash if you pay more. It's okay. Runebound Wolf. I kind of like this card for some reason. I don't know why, but at the very least, it's a 2-mana 2/2. Hi, Drake. Wonderlight Spirit can only block creatures with flying. Playable. Doesn't seem that exciting to me, though. Bloody Betrayal's a steal effect. Piercing Light is some cheap removal with Scry attached to it. Let's see. This pack really doesn't have anything too great in it, to be honest. Could take the Spirit. Even though it's a card I don't really like all that much. Flies. I feel like Mind Leech Ghoul is actually pretty good. 2-mana 2/2. If they have one card left in their hand, just you can sack it or something else. Probably sack it. And it's exile, so that's kind of cool. You got Mulch. Good for graveyard value stuff. Could take the Lantern Bearer here, I guess. Maybe I like Lantern Bearer more than Wonderlight Spirit. I think I probably do. Yeah. Otherwise, you have to pay 4 mana to ping your opponent for 1, basically. Well, I'd still like to try and build a Whispering Wizard. I think I'll take Bear. Lantern Bearer to me seems pretty good. The Disturb buff is quite good. Evasion plus buff, and you get an early attacker, mid-game chumper with some upside to it. We'll take it. This is non-creature spell too, by the way. So somehow Lantern Bearer still has synergy with Whispering Wizard when you cast it as Disturb. It's kind of cool. At least I think it works that way, unless someone says otherwise. All right, let's look here. Catapult Fodder. 3 mana, 1/5. Control 3 or more creatures that each have toughness greater than their power. Transform it. And then you sack creatures and make your opponent lose life equal to their toughness. It's kind of cool. Interesting card. Zombie, too. What's this one do? More of the cleave mechanic. So 1 mana, they reveal, you get a 2 mana or less spell. That's not that great, but 3 mana, you get anything. Or any non-land. It's okay. Not that great. Typically discard not that great, unless it's a slower format. Syncopate seems pretty playable. You get exile out of it. Ancestral Anger seems like something tough build around. Since these effects in limited, you typically have to see quite a few before they even become relevant. Belligerent Guest. Excuse me. Belligerent Guest, 3 mana, 3/2 trample. Deals common damage to player, create a blood token. It's not bad, actually. Getting little blood tokens out of it. I might take the Chill of the Grave. I kind of like that card, but I really like this Binding Geist, too. I'm a fan of this card. And I rated it pretty high. It's a weird power and toughness for a common in blue. And if you guys have any card observations you feel like I'm missing, feel free to point them out. I do like this Chill. Chill of the Grave is very good. Some powerful tempo-y stuff here. We have 0 zombies, but I mean, if you're in blue, you're gonna run into some zombies. Or if you're paying 2 mana for this effect, you should be feeling really good. Tap something down on their turn for 2 turns and draw. I think I'm gonna go with the Chill over the Binding Geist, even though I like this card. That Disturb cost is cheap too. And it still has synergy with Whispering Wizard as well. That just really shows you how powerful this Whispering Wizard is, though. Cast a non-creature spell. It just works with all of the Disturb cards. Second half. It's pretty amazing. Alright, Sanguine Statuette. So 2 mana, artifact, enters, create a blood token. When you sacrifice a blood token, you can have it become a 3/3 artifact creature. I mean, being able to rummage and make it 3/3 is not bad. I'm not in love with it. Exile top 2 cards of your library until the end of your turn. You may play those cards. It's kind of cool too. Get a couple. It's like red card draw essentially. And then we got the Celebrants, 5 mana, 4/4 menace. When it enters, create 2 blood tokens. I mean, not bad. It's got menace. Cradle of Safety still works with the wizard. Protection for it. It's also a combat trick. I kind of like this Cradle of Safety card, to be honest. Scattered Thoughts is some card draw. And Skywarp Scab is a zombie for this thing. And you can draw cards off of it. Kind of cool. Continuing to cut blue for now seems fine to me. Here I'm kind of feeling maybe the Scab. I like the fact that you get an evasive body that can block, that can draw you a card. So potential cantripping 2/5 flyer. I think this card's actually pretty good. There's also Scattered Thoughts, like I said, instant speed, you can draw cards. Technically, Scab does not synergize with Whispering Wizard, unlike these two. But, you know, we got to play some creatures. I think I'm going to go with the... Well, Whispering Wizard seems like a card that you want to win in the mid to late game too, you know. I like this Scab though. I would try it out. I have a feeling this card is pretty good. Say you can't exile. It's also exile 2 creature cards. That's kind of important. I didn't notice that the first time. I thought it was exile 2 cards. And it's from only your graveyard too. That's not as easy to get going as I initially thought. But, I mean, if you're paying 5 mana for a 2/5 flyer and you don't get to draw a card, how terrible is that? It doesn't feel that terrible to me. We'll take it. I like this boarded window. I don't know why. I have a feeling this card's good. Alright, Cruel Witness is very good though. Wants to be in the same deck as the Whispering Wizard. There's Lightning Wolf in here. Stitched Assistant, I think, is probably pretty decent as well. Nature's Embrace. So you can make a land, so creature or land. If it's a creature, +2/+2. If it's a land, you can tap for 2 mana of any one color. Okay. I'm going to go Cruel Witness over Boarded Window. Get another flyer with synergies. It also synergizes with Scab too. But that's cool. I'll take it. Only 1 red card so far, so it might be something somewhere else here. Well, we could take the Lacerate Flesh now. Typically 5 mana sorceries that just deal 4 damage are not the greatest. However, could see myself maybe taking it. Repository Scab seems like it wants to be in the same deck as Wizard and Cruel Witness. Also have Retrieval, which can bounce things. Bounce does seem good in this format with all of the Disturb auras. Could see taking the flesh. I don't even know if we're red yet, though. For now, I'm going to take good blue cards. I'm going to take this Scab. Well, Kessig Flame Breather also wants to be in the spells deck, huh? It's true. Otherwise, we could take this Lunar Rejection. I think this Lunar Rejection is actually very, very good. 2 mana, it can only bounce wolves or werewolves, but 4 mana, bounce any creature and draw is pretty good. 4 mana bounce, I admit, it's expensive, but that's I guess we're getting a little 4-drop heavy, but that's alright. So we can take another Scab. Here, maybe we take the Binding Geist, get another creature that has a non-creature side, so we can get some more synergy with our Cruel Witness and Whispering Wizard. Also, with a good amount of evasion, I think Binding Geist is quite a bit better. You can play it on the ground, it can block something, and then it comes back, weakens something else. You can get over top with your flyers. I like it. Let's take it. So we can take another Lantern Bearer here. I'm kind of okay with that. Or we can take the Entomber, which is a zombie, so it works with... Well, maybe we give Entomber a try. We don't really need Lantern Bearer. It just... The nice thing part about it was, like I said, it synergizes with the Whispering Wizard on the back half, which is kind of good. But maybe we try Entomber out. Can block on the ground sometimes. 1/3 is typically not the best, but... And, hey, if you got an extra creature you don't need in your hand, maybe you need a land, I'd be willing to give it a try. So in the Festivities seems like more of a sideboard card. Toxic Scorpion seems totally fine to me. It's got Death Touch. Vampire Slayer doesn't seem that good. With Exploit, Bloody Betrayal is actually very good. I think I'm going to take this. I just realized that. And I'm surprised. I hadn't thought about that earlier, but yeah, with Exploit. I mean, granted, that's expensive, but I'm sure there's cheaper Exploit too. That's going to be a deck. The Steel Exploit deck is definitely going to be a deck. Syncopate? Wow. Well, we're happy to get that, and that probably makes the final deck. So we can take a Menace Vampire, or we can take the Cradle of Safety. How many things do we want to protect right now? I want to protect that. I mean, we have some things I'd like to protect. And it also randomly has synergy with like Cruel Witness and stuff. Somehow we're like surprisingly light on non-creature spells somehow. Alright. So this is a weird card. Lets you draw cards, but it's equal to the greatest number of creatures a player controls, so this takes a little bit of build around. We saw Radiant Grace already. This is a weird card. If you're hyper aggro, this could be playable. Your creature dies, at least all their future creatures enter tapped. It's probably not a high priority pick. Brambleworm seems like a big, huge finisher. Gains a ton of life though, and it's got reach as well, which is cool. Let's look at our colors. You got the Fearful Villager, which is worse than Shady Traveler. Daybreak Combatants, also not that great. Wanderlight Spirit and Steelclad Spirit, both not that exciting. This pack feels like a bit of a miss for us. We're also not necessarily red. We only have 2 cards. What's the best card in this pack? Could see it being Brambleworm. Although, are we going to get a lot of non-creature stuff in green? Doom Dissenter is pretty good. I'm not hugely keen on Wanderlight Spirit yet. Maybe I need to be, but it's like just expensive enough where the fact that it can only block creatures with flying is quite the downside. I mean, Interloper was, you know, basically only playable in hyper aggro, and it was because it was 2 mana. And it was a werewolf. I guess this is a relevant creature type in this format. There's Ceremonial Knife equipment that lets you spit out some blood tokens. Also not that exciting. Wolf Strike's probably the best card here. One-sided fight. Even if you don't get the +2/+0, one-sided fight is typically good. But obviously worse than like Clear Shot. We've got some 3-power dudes though. I feel like I'm not giving up anything that needs to make the deck though. I mean, I guess Steelclad Spirit can block. And Villager, I guess, has Menace and can attack. It's a 2/3. 4-power Menace it can turn into. Maybe Fearful Villager is worth taking here over Wolf Strike. I mean, I imagine we're going to see better spells in red than we would in green. Non-creature spells, I mean. Alright, Hamlet Vanguard is an interesting card. Gets counters on it for each other non-token human you control. It's got word. It's kind of cool. The Biolume Egg. So this works well with Exploit. Vampire's Vengeance. 2 damage each non-vampire creature and you create a blood token. That's kind of a cool card. It's like a little board wipe. Snarling Wolf is a reprint. Hungry Ridge Wolf's good in Wolf Beatdown decks. Stitched Assistant I kind of like. Like, Stitched Assistant has good synergy with Bloody Betrayal. 6 mana. Steal your dude, attack with it. Cast this, sack it. Scry 1, draw. That's good value. You get a 3/2, you kill their biggest dude. So you make a blood token, you kill their biggest dude, you get a 3/2, you attack with their biggest creature, and you scry 1 and draw. That's like 5 net benefits with 2 cards. It's pretty sweet, actually. All at the low cost of 6 mana. I feel like we could wheel the egg realistically in a lot of decks, but maybe Exploit will be a pretty popular archetype. I could see that too. How good do you think Vengeance is going to be? I feel like it's good against aggro, but it does kill a lot of what we're trying to do. So I don't know if it necessarily is a great plan for us. I'm kind of into this Stitched Assistant Bloody Betrayal plan. Steel Sack. Every format, just make the Steel Sack deck. Let's check this one out. Bloodsworn Squire with Bloodsworn Knight. So, uncommon, discard a card, gains indestructible until in turn tap it. Then if there are 4 more creature cards in your graveyard, you transform it and it turns into a creature that's power and toughness equal to the number of creature cards in your graveyard, and you can discard a card and make it gain indestructible. That's cool. Discard a card, gain indestructible is kind of like the new regeneration. Let's see what's on color for us here. We've got the Entomber. Another Cruel Witness is probably the pick, despite being yet another 4-drop. This is just a powerful effect, I think. Weary Prisoner. Another 4-mana creature. It's got Defender. It turns into a 6/6 that has to attack each turn. Probably don't need it. The Raconteur. This is another 4-drop, huh? Probably have to take the Rending Flame, despite Raconteur being an insanely strong card. We need some more removal and non-creature spells, and Rending Flame is exactly what we're looking for. 3 mana instant, 5 damage to any creature. Yeah. Another Repository Scab would probably be fine. I don't know how to feel about this Consuming Tide card. Return all non-land permanents not chosen this way to their owner's hands. Then you draw a card for each opponent who has more cards in their hand than you. I mean, this is probably powerful enough to take. So you choose a non-land permanent they control, then everything else is bounced. And then you draw a card if they have more stuff in their hand than you do. Huh. Weird card. I mean, it's a powerful enough effect where we probably just take it. Yeah, we each choose, and then a bunch of other things are bounced, probably. So Witch's Web is a combat trick we're going to have to be mindful of. Crawling Infestation. You milled cards. Whenever one or more creature cards are put into the graveyard from anywhere during your turn, create a 1/1 green insect creature token. It's kind of cool. Can only trigger once a turn, though. The Gargantua is a cool exploit thing. Mind Leech Ghoul would also... I think this card's going to be a real good one with Bloody Betrayal. 5 mana, steal your dude, attack with it, sack it, exile a card from your hand, and you make a blood token. I think the exploit steal, it's going to be real good. Could take the Steelclad Spirit here. I don't really want it, but we have a lot of late games, so getting some early blockers is probably not the worst idea. Hey, Braulio. Just trying to learn the format a little bit before tomorrow is my goal today, so I can make some good draft videos. Cloaked Cadet. 5 mana, 2/4 training. Whenever one or more counters are put on one or more humans you control, draw a card. Oh, that's cool. So with training, other trainers too. Or other trainees, I guess it is. Wow. That's a good card. Edgar's Awakening, 5 mana, sorcery. Return target creature card from your graveyard to the battlefield. When you discard it, you may pay 1 black. When you do, return a creature card from your graveyard to your hand. That's cool. How do you discard in this? What are the effects that let you discard? I can't remember. There must be like loot effects or something, or some sort of mechanic. I mean, that wouldn't be a thing unless there was some sort of mechanic associated with it, right? Thanks, Braulio. I appreciate that. Good call, Kimmy. So, basically, you can choose to res something for 5 or sack a blood token for 1 plus pay a black to get a creature card from your graveyard to your hand. That's pretty good value. Both sides of that seem pretty good to me. There's Grizzly Ritual. I'm not going to play Serpentine Ambush. Maybe I just take the Ritual in case I find some way to splash. Grizzly Ritual seems like a fine splash card. I guess we could take... We have so many 4-drops already, though. I don't really want the ambush. Maybe we do try it. I mean, can turn a 1/1 into a 5/5. Maybe it's a thing. Probably not. Another Cradle of Safety or another Steelclad Spirit. Probably take another Steelclad Spirit. We have good flyers, I think, right? Thought we did. Yes. Enjoying an iced coffee. Well, we could do the Flame Breather, try it out. It's a 2-drop. I mean, it works with our deck. Reckless Impulse does seem good in the late game, though. I'd probably give this a try. I want to see what I... It's not a card you can play super early, necessarily, but... Probably take another Entomber here. I do think this Bloodsworn Squire is pretty good. Ooh, we got another Bloody Betrayal. Well, cool. Alright, last pack. Torrens, Fist of the Angels. 3 mana, 2/2. It's got training. Whenever you cast a creature spell, create a 1/1 green and white human soldier creature token with training. Oh yeah, this card's insane. This card is a bomb. It's got training that makes trainers. It reminds me of Monastery Mentor. Infestation Expert. 5 mana, 3/4. When it enters or attacks, you get insects. So it already enters with 2 bodies. And then when it enters or attacks, you get to create 2 if it's flipped. It's pretty awesome. Geistlight Snare is an interesting card. Counterspell. This Quartermaster is very good. Let's see on color what we've got here. So, Siphon Essence. I could see taking Scattered Thoughts. Like I said, though, we're already a little 4-drop heavy, aren't we? We are 4-drop heavy. There's Lantern Bearer, though, which not exactly what I want to do in here. We do have some Spirits, which makes Geistlight Snare cheaper. I don't know how aggressive this format is, though. I'm trying to figure that out. So I could get some more card advantage with Scattered Thoughts. But like I said, it's expensive. Probably just take the draw card, I guess. Take Blood Servitor, too. As if I didn't have enough 4-drops. Let's see here. Bruno Stromkirk. 3 mana, 1/4 flyer. When it enters the battlefield, put up to 1 target creature card from your graveyard on top of your library. At the beginning of your upkeep, look at the top card of your library. You can reveal it. If it's a creature card with mana value 6 or greater, transform this. And then it turns to a 3/5 flyer. When it attacks, create a tapped and attacking token. It's a copy of another target attacking creature. Jeez. And you get to make 2 if it's... That's a weird card. I don't quite understand the lore of that card, but pretty interesting. So Markov Retribution, unfortunately for us, not that valuable. Could take another Syncopate. Well, the -13, because this set has to do with horror tropes. Innistrad has always had to do with like horror-based tropes, and 13 being an unlucky number is part of that. I think we maybe take another Syncopate, see how good they are. I just don't care about any of these cards. Lacerate Flesh seems expensive. I feel like we're seeing a lot of the same stuff here. Wash Away, probably not. Could take the Geistlight Snare. Could take a Pyre Spawn, I guess. Do I already have one? Maybe something big on the top end here. I do think Pyre Spawn is actually surprisingly playable. I'm done with the Steelclad Spirits. We don't need it. Another Bloody Betrayal. Well, if I had more Exploit, I'd be more on board with it. Might take it anyway. Hopefully find one more Exploit. Nothing else here we really want. Alright, with the Stitched Assistant follow-up, perfect. Or we could take Chill of the Grave, but I think since we have, what, 3 Bloody Betrayals? Yeah, we're going to go with the Stitched Assistant here. Thirst for Discovery is way good, too. That's good value, but I'm going to take the Assistant. The value you reap off of that is that's gonna be some nasty 2-card combos. Another Whispering Wizard, don't mind if I do. Otherwise we could get a Bounce or Fear of Death. Probably don't need them. Let's take the Wizard. Another Stitched Assistant, sure. 3 and 3, that's a good. Take 4 of them. Skull Scab. Can exploit, make a 2/2. Not bad in certain situations, I'm sure. Could take another Cruel Witness. 3 Bloody Betrayals, 3 Stitched Assistants is probably pretty good. I have so many 4-drops already, though. Take another Assistant. Maybe take another Lantern Bearer. Tumor number 2. Spirit. Second to last pick, Chill. Yeah, that'd be a dream. Let's deck build here. Get rid of the black. So we want to sort by convert mana cost. So are we ultimately going to need the Lantern Bearers? I hope not. Let's just take a look at stuff that we probably don't need to play. How did I end up with 4 Entombers? We definitely don't need that. Probably won't need the Ambush. Hopefully won't need the Spirits. Get rid of that. Just get as many Entombers as you can. Well, where are we at right now? 7, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 6, 28. So we have to make about 5 cuts. Maybe we can cut the Pyre Spawn. This is really like a 4-drop. How many creatures do we have? It's actually not bad. Maybe we don't need the Syncopates, even though I like them. You can play them on turn 2. Good thing to remember. If I was to cut one more creature, it'd probably be one of our 3 drops because we have so many. So it's probably the... I guess it could be one of the assistants. Because I kind of like the Binding Geist, but with 3 Bloody Betrayals, we probably maximize the synergy there. And Repository Scab looks really good with Bloody Betrayals too. Quite a few 4-drops. Kind of like this deck though. I guess this is 23 cards, so this would be what I've built. I don't think it looks bad actually, believe it or not. Curve's a little bit weird, not much going on early, but I think this actually does a lot. Six mana. Yeah, you're right. I can't play matches. I mean, I do think Bloody Betrayal's Stitched Assistant is going to be real nasty. Real nasty common synergies there. That's cool. All right. Should we do another one? Wait, 19 cards in deck? That can't be right. Oh, that's right. It counts the... I forget. It counts the cards on the right as the deck. Well, I want to show you guys the curve and stuff, so it makes more sense that this would be my deck. I do think this deck looks good, though. I mean, we have Rending Flame, we have a Braid, so we have some cheap removal. The chills are going to be good. Buy some time. Let's do another draft, shall we? All right, let's do one more. All right. Hullbreaker Horror. This is a 7-drop. Kind of expensive. The effects are obviously very good, but let's see what else is in here. At the beginning of your upkeep, any opponent may sack a creature. If they don't, it transforms. So you can pay it as a 4-mana, 1/3. They have to sack a creature each turn, or it turns into a 3/3 flyer. That's a 5/3 flyer if they have a human. This card's very good. The Purifier is very good too. Just a little card draw engine. Well, it depends. The problem with Horror is it's 7 mana. It's very, very expensive. Stormtracer Drake is a great card. 2 mana, 2 power flyer at uncommon. I mean, this is a good card. The Monstrosity is pretty interesting. You can only make it unblockable if you own a card in exile, but there's quite a few ways to do it. We figured out. What are some other cards we haven't seen yet? Seen pretty much everything else, I guess. Gluttonous Geist. You get a... Or Guest. You get a blood token. Whenever you sack a blood token, you gain life. That's kind of cool. Yeah, we could take it. I don't think it's 7 mana win the game if you untap. That's not true. Yeah, this Innocent Traveler seems insanely strong. This is going to be a real powerhouse. I mean, even if it's just a 3/3 flyer for 4 in black, it's not terrible, but 5/3 beater is pretty good. And 5/3 beater that possibly made them sack a card or two if they didn't want you to get it too early. We can try out the Horror, that's fine. I think it might end up being too expensive, but you never know. All right, now in blue, we've got this Diver Scab, which I think is a great card, by the way. You get to exploit and grip item, and you get a 3/5 body for 5 mana. I like this card. We saw the Catapult Fodder before, too. Right now, it looks like Diver Scab is probably the card we're looking for. It says Reach and Training, which is good. Aim for the Head, more of a sideboard card. We saw the Cruel Witness already. I like that card. It's going to be good, too. Good common. Entomber and Scattered Thoughts. All right, let's just take the Diver Scab and be done with it. Path of Peril. Destroy all creatures with mana value 2 or less, or 6 mana to destroy all creatures. Kind of cool. Otherwise, in blue, we have Screaming Swarm, 6 mana, 4/4. Whenever you attack with one or more creatures, target player mills that many cards. And then you can kind of save it from removal by putting it into your library second from the top. It's still good. 6 mana, 4/4 flyer with... that just can mill your opponent out sometimes too. I'm okay with taking that. It's another... just play the most expensive deck you could possibly imagine. Sounds good. Well, we can go for the Bloody Betrayal sack combo again. Gets a little bit tougher with the more expensive exploit. I'm sure you have cheaper exploit in black. So there's Entomber here. Syncopate, Counterspell. I mean, the beauty of Syncopate is, once again, you can play it on turn 2. So if your deck is slow, it's a playable Counterspell just because you can counter their 2-drop. Could just take the Syncopate. Nothing's screaming out at me here. Wolf Strike, one-sided removal. We have good bodies for it too. That's true. Might find some ramp in green. Actually, that might be a decent argument to take the Wolf Strike. But kind of feeling the Syncopate for now. Let's just stick to blue and see what else is going on here in this pack. All right, so nothing in blue now. Blood tokens, as someone mentioned, good for these transform cards. Odious Witch is actually pretty good. Socialite to get the blood tokens. So nothing in blue. We're going to have to pick a different color here. This lets you mill and make 1/1s. Well, the 1/1s are good with... the insect tokens are good in green-blue for exploit fodder. It's kind of cool. Supernatural Rescue. Doom Dissenter is 2 bodies in 1/2. This is also good exploit fodder. Well, I suppose I'm kind of on board with maybe taking Dissenter. It feels a little bit early, but 2 bodies in 1, can't go wrong. So first strike when it's attacking, and when it dies, create a blood token. That's kind of cool. I'd probably go with the Dissenter. If I have to take a second color. I don't know. This Crawling Infestation is an interesting card, but... Creature cards are put into your graveyard from anywhere. Well, during your turn. That's actually really interesting. So if you have creatures on board die, you get a 1/1 as well. That's not bad, actually. Creature cards are put into your graveyard. So it doesn't... Creature cards. Tokens aren't cards. This is actually kind of powerful. We don't have a great start for it, but there's going to be exploit in blue, too. The hearse is kind of cool. I'd probably try out this Infestation now that I think about it. You mill, so you get all of your graveyard value, not that we have any yet. You get Disturb value. I think this Crawling Infestation actually is pretty good. Any of your creature cards die on your turn, you get a 1/1. Granted, you only get 1 a turn. But... why does it say whenever one or more creature cards put in your graveyard from anywhere during your turn? All right. But why does it matter if it only triggers... I see. It only triggers once each turn, too. So, okay. I think I figured out what this card is, and I think I actually kind of like it. We'll see. Might end up sucking. But I feel like green is a good place for us to go anyway, because we've got expensive stuff that I'd like to ramp into. Cloaked Cadet is pretty cool. It does have training. It's a pretty good blocker. It's expensive, though. Cruel Witness flies. We have a couple things that synergize with it. Inspired Idea is some card advantage. In a deck that's got a lot of expensive things, reducing your hand by 3 is actually pretty significant. How about the Millipede? 5 mana, 2/2. When it enters mill 3, put a +1/+1 counter on it for each creature card in your graveyard. Kind of cool. Courier Bat's kind of cool too. Not that we have any life gain yet, but this is kind of a tough choice. I mean, Inspired Idea, at worst, 5 mana, draw 3. We might just have to take that. Or we could just take the 3/3 flyer. I mean, 3/3 flyer is never going to be bad, and it's got upside. All right, we probably take the Cruel Witness. Repository Scab. Don't have much to get back with it yet. Mulch lets us find lands. Does technically work with crawling infestation as well. But we might just take the repository scab because we know we're blue at this point. Repository scab is a good card. It works well with our insects. Technically, we don't have much to bring back with it right now, Syncopate, but I'm okay with it. So the survey lets us ramp into our 7-drop, I guess. Otherwise, Wretched Throng, 2-drop that maybe we could find more of them. Lantern Bearer, 1 mana, good exploit fodder. Can chump sometimes. Fear of Death as well. I still, even when I'm playing a deck with a 7-drop, I don't know if I want to play the Cartographer's Survey. It does let you play... Survey lets you play a turn 5 horror. That's pretty good. I guess I'm not giving up much for it. And it's an uncommon. Alright, so we're wheeling some black cards that are pretty decent. Nothing in green, nothing in blue. We could take the Blood Servitor. I don't think this card's that great, but get a blood token out of it, I guess. So Blood Servitor also has some synergy with Infestation, doesn't it? Yeah. You can rummage away, discard a creature, and draw a card and get a 1/1. Not bad. Traveler seems like it might have the most upside. I mean, if they're not playing humans, it's just a 3/3 flyer, though. But a 5/3 flyer is pretty... That'll put your opponent away pretty quick. That's funny, SD. That is pretty much how it was. Grisly Rituals removal, it's kind of expensive. We're kind of good on the top end. I guess I'll take the Traveler. Alright, Entomber versus Cruel Witness. So Entomber has random synergy with Infestation as well. Discard a creature, make a 1/1, draw a card. Not bad. Since we're completely devoid of cheap creatures, I might take the Entomber over the Cruel Witness, even though the Cruel Witness is quite a bit better. Then we can take Wash Away or Siphon Essence. I guess I'd rather have a hard counter than a not hard counter that gives me a blood token. So some late black cards here. Gluttonous Geist is kind of cool. Persistent Specimen's kind of cool too. I guess it does kind of have synergy with Crawling Infestation. It also has synergy with all of the exploit effects. So maybe for that reason we take it in case we end up black. All right, second to last pick, Doom Dissenter, and last pick, Witch's Web. All right. Dreadfast even. So do I just play the 7-drop deck here? I don't know how well that's going to work out for us. But Dreadfast Demon's a 7-mana 6/6 flyer. Beginning of your incept, sack a non-demon. If you do, create a token that's a copy of this. Wow. Yeah. Probably take the Dreadfast Demon, especially since it triggers that turn. Yeah, that card is nuts. Well, that might be the reason, enough incentive to... and think how Dreadfast Demon synergizes with Persistent Specimen, too. You can just keep sacking it. So you pay 3 mana, you keep bringing it back and making another Dreadfast Demon. And they all have this ability, so you're just spitting out 6/6 demons every turn. Probably take that and just play the most expensive deck in the entire world. I think now we just need to focus on cheap spells. Yeah, I feel like Dreadfast Demon wins more games than Hullbreak Horror. Especially since it flies and immediately copies itself if you sack something. That's cool. Thirst for Discovery is a good card. Very good card. Yeah, well, we're going to take the demon and probably do the pivot into black. So Hero's Downfall, formerly a rare, now an uncommon. And a very, very good uncommon that we would take here. So we will. Let's go for the blue-black, shall we? So we need some cheap... We need some cheap stuff here. So we've got Counterspell. Cradle of Safety is kind of cool. I guess it can save your Hullbreaker Horror in a pinch. So does Undying Malice. Geistlight Snare seems like... Problem with this back is there's not much for us that we need. I could see taking Undying Malice here. Or Cradle of Safety. It does enter tapped. What's cool about Undying Malice is you can cast an exploit creature. All right, this is pretty slick actually. You cast an exploit creature. You can Undying Malice it with the... Can you do it with the exploit trigger on the stack? I need some rules. I need some rule lawyers here. So, can it enter, you cast Malice on it, and then you exploit sack itself. It comes back as a 4/6. You can exploit something else. Can you do a double exploit with Undying Malice, I guess is what I'm trying to ask here. Because exploit has to do with entering the battlefield, not casting a spell. So I feel like you could get a double exploit off of this. Well, I'll pretend for now that you can, because I'm not sure. All right, we can take another Diver's Scab. Just keep this deck as expensive as it possibly can be. Judge. I like the Rotite Gargantua too. Because if you can do that, that's pretty slick. I think you can. What do I like more? I think I like the Scab more than the Gargantua. I mean, heck, it's a rare, or uncommon, right? It's more rare. Well, we are an expensive deck, but I'm still going to go with Diver's Scab, and we'll find cheap stuff later. Famous last words. All right, here I'm going to take the Steelclad Spirit, because we do, in fact, need some way to live to our insane late game. So, take the Steelclad. Can take the Binding Geist. I think that's actually fine here. It can block. Or we could take Honored Heirloom as a ramp, but I don't think so. I guess that also fixes. Let's take the Geist. Mind Leech Ghoul, that's going to be a good one. 2-drop 2/2 at worst. Another Repository Scab. We can do the bounce. There's also Steelclad Spirit. Maybe just get a retrieval so we have a cheap bounce in case we need it. Alright, let's take Fear of Death, I guess. Can take the Assistant. Cradle, another Spirit. Take the black card. Alright, last pack. Overcharged Amalgam. This is a sweet card. 4 mana, 3/3, Flash Flyer. You can exploit, counter a spell, activated ability or triggered ability. So you don't have to exploit it. It's also a Flash Flyer. This is obvious. I think it's going to be probably the pick. What else is in here? Skulking Killer, 4 mana, 4/2. Oh, this is a weird one. So it can kill something if they control nothing else. It's a weird one. Hadn't seen that one yet. Another Entomber in here, but no, let's just take all the most expensive stuff and make the most expensive deck we can possibly make. What could go wrong? Bleed Dry, 4 mana, neg 13, neg 13. That also exiles. That's pretty good. Otherwise, if that Undying Malice thing works with Exploit, I think we're onto something here. All right, let's just take the removal. Another Hero's Downfall. Well, don't mind if I do. What's this do? 3 damage to target creature. You gain 3 life if you pay 3. That's pretty cool. Hero's Downfall kills anything, though. But gaining life for us is pretty good. I'd probably still just go with kill anything, including Planeswalkers. All right, we can do the Biolume Egg. At this point, we have a decent amount of exploit, so I think the egg actually serves us pretty well as a blocker. That we have enough 4-drops probably too, even though I like the Scavenger. What's this Gambit do? Take an extra turn. Oh yeah. You lose the game unless you pay for the cleave cost. No, let's go with the egg. Scry blocker that comes back as a win con. I like that. Grizzly Ritual. This is a cool card. Black Lifelinker with a good upside. I think we'd probably take the Gift of Fangs though. Cheap removal. Restless Bloodseeker. 2 mana, 1/3. If you gained life this turn, create a blood token. Sack 2 blood tokens, transform it. It turns into a 3/3. Create a blood token. Each opponent loses 2 life and you gain 2 life. That's a cool. That's pretty good. That's a cool card. It's very strong. We don't have a lot of blood token makers though. Probably just take another Gift of Fangs. Unlike Immolation, this doesn't make creatures stronger if they're non-vampires, you know? So at the very least, if it's not killing something, it's giving something -2/-2, which sometimes you just need to be able to do. This does seem insane though. It just spits out blood tokens. I mean, even if we don't have life gain, do we have blood token makers? Because then we can still transform it, right? I don't think we do. I feel like we have too many other things going on in this deck. Otherwise, I would be all about it. Yeah, we don't. Take another Syncopate. I'm going to take the Gift of Fangs. We just need some early. We just need to survive. This deck is the epitome of can we live? And if we can, we're fine. Maybe take the Catapult fodder. It's at least a good blocker. Or the Gluttonous Geist. Kind of good too. Also a good blocker. We don't need... I mean, this is cool that you can throw creatures. Yeah, good with Unhallowed Phalanx. Make your opponent lose 13. This card's so terrible, too. Unhallowed Phalanx is so terrible. I don't think we have enough tools for fodder to get there anyway. Probably take the Gluttonous Geist. You just get a rummage out of it and a 1/4 blocker and gain some life. That's a good way to buy some time, I would say. Could take the Gargantua, or we could take another Persistent Specimen. I'm kind of okay with taking some specimens here, actually. This seems like a good deck for it. Do we try the Skulking Killer? I mean, it's an uncommon. We could give it a try. Or we could go for the Ramp since we have 2 7-drops. Probably just take the Killer. There's some times where it's going to be really good. Splendid Reclamation, not exactly what I'm looking for. Servitor maybe. Scavenger's good. Lifelinker or Gargantua, probably the cheaper thing. All right. do some deck building. Do you guys want to see a draft after this? I can do a Midnight Hunt draft. It's been a few days, so I'm cool with that. Let's look at the worst cards. We probably don't need that. We want to keep these. I'm kind of okay with the specimens. Could see cutting this. Don't need that. For old time's sake, like it's been that long. Get out of here. Wow, this deck is expensive. So I probably have to make like 9 more cuts or something crazy like that. Way too many 4-drops, right? Probably the killer. I feel like killer rarely is going to have a target. Which is weird. What a weird card. I kind of want to keep all of these. Is there any way to do that? Probably not. I'm going to cut the syncopate even though I like it. Might cut the retrieval too. Is Undying Malice worth it in this deck? Did anybody figure it out yet? Does Undying Malice work with Exploit? I almost have to like read Exploit. I'm pretty sure it does, by the way, but I've been wrong, believe it or not. So when it enters the battlefield, they may sack a creature. I'm pretty sure it does. So I really like that with like 6 mana, turning the Diver Scab into potential double, put it on top or bottom, or get 2 spells back. With Repository Scab, you could even get the Malice back. I don't know if we have space for it necessarily, but I think it's cool. That's cool. That's good synergy. Well, let's see how many actual exploit creatures we have. I mean, if you're going to do it anywhere, this is the right combination because it's blue-black exploit. So we have 1. Thought we had 2. 3, 4, 5, 6. Maybe we just do 1. I mean, we have to make quite a few cuts, so might not be that easy. But maybe cut the Binding Geist again, even though I like it. Buy some time. Could see maybe cutting the Spirits. They're good early protection, but Gift of Fangs is some early protection too, technically. This deck is pretty expensive. Maybe 1 specimen can go. Good with the exploit too, though. If I was to cut a 4-drop, which one would it be? I don't know. Kind of all good. That's pretty cool. If it does work, that's pretty sweet. There's going to be some good early synergies to look out for in this format, huh? Maybe we cut the Cruel Witness, even though I like it. And maybe we just cut one specimen. Maybe we just need one. All right, this is probably it. Yeah, this is 17 land deck. Expensive deck, but good removal in here. Double Gifted Fang. Got the double Hero's Downfall, Bleed Dry. Kind of cool. All right, I'll be right back, folks, and then we'll do a draft, okay? All right, let's do this. Let's see what's in the store. All right. What was the last draft I did? I can't remember. That's all right. Let's just do traditional because I can't remember. Well, what do you guys think? Do you think Crimson Vow or Midnight Hunt is ultimately going to be the more popular format? Midnight Hunt's a tough one to beat. I really did enjoy Midnight Hunt a lot. All right. Best card in the pack. This pack is underwhelming enough where I'm willing to take the Ominous Roost because of Twilight. Yeah, this is a really underwhelming pack other than Ominous Roost, so we can take it. See if we can put together a cool deck. Otherwise, I'm open to whatever here. There's just nothing particularly good. This might be one of the weaker packs I've ever seen. So just to let you all know, I'm going to try and stream as much as I can coming up here, but ooh, Organ Hoarder, huh? Well, Organ Hoarder makes sense after an Ominous Roost, although Rite of Oblivion is very good, obviously, and so is, I like the Corpse Cobble too. That's true, Martin. That's a good point. For some reason, even though I think everybody who's mentioned that is right, that blue-black did seem to be the strongest, I didn't mind so much. I never minded playing other colors in Midnight Hunt. I still felt like, I don't know, I won fairly often with other color combinations, but you might be right. I mean, Rite of Oblivion is very good, but let's just take the Organ Hoarder. It also has synergy with Ominous Roost. Fills your yard for synergies. Whatever, we'll take it. Ooh, Horde, well. Otherwise, in blue, we could take the Abomination, get the Flyer. That's true. Flesh Taker's good. There's Troop, too. Silversmith and Captain. Might make sense to take the Abomination here, even though Horde is obviously awesome. The exile aspect of Horde, though, is really what makes it so desirable, I think. Is there much flashback that we're going to be able to get? I mean, I can also just ditch out on Roost if I have to. I definitely think Horde's better than Abomination. I'm going to go Horde. My gut is telling me to just take the Horde. See if it pans out. All right, so Locked in the Cemetery, I guess, wants to be in the same deck as, like, Organ Hoarder. Rebirth's kind of cool. Some red stuff in here. We have Silverbolt for some removal. I think Silverbolt's probably better than Locked in the Cemetery for the most part. So I'll take it. All right, Siege Zombies, pretty good. In blue, we have Component Collector, Evolving Wilds in here. I like the Bird Admirer. But Siege Zombie's looking pretty good with Diagraph Horde already. Got a Witch in here too. But yeah, it's like Siege Zombie. 2-drop, 2. Can't go wrong. Alright, we can take the Rotten Reunion. Also has synergy with Ominous Roost, which is kind of cool. And Storm Rider Spirit and Consider kind of whatever anyway. So, alright. Amalgam, more mill for setting up Ominous Roost, I guess. Otherwise, in white, we've got some pretty good stuff. Could also be black-white. Could take the Pax Betrayal, set myself up for Steel Sack stuff. Black has a lot of sacrifice effects. I do like that, typically. Amalgam I don't really care about that much anyway. Whatever. You know what? None of these picks really matter that much. Beloved Beggar, good for the steel for the black-white sack deck, but just out of interest's sake, I'll take Pax Betrayal. So Rebirth in here, Component Collector. I mean, Rebirth is very good. If we can make it work. Candle Guide to splash for it. I'll just take the Rebirth, whatever. You can get last pick Candle Guides. No one cares about that card. Secrets of the Key has some more Ominous Roost synergy. I kind of like the card in general. I'm alright with it. Another Pax Betrayal. Or Dissipate. Let's take the Pax Betrayal. You know, it's early enough we can find some sack outlets, I'm hoping. Alright. Or we can splash with Jack-O-Lantern. I've done that before. None of these cards matter. Whatever, in case we end up black-red. Florian, well, it's a good reason to be black-red. Otherwise, Infernal Grasp. We don't have much removal in here right now. We just have the Silver Bolt. Defenestrate in here as well. Covetous Castaway, synergy with the Ominous Roost. Florian is very strong. Just free cards. There's also Blade Stitch Scab for blue-black deck. Red definitely seems more open, but that's not unusual. Let's just take the rare. I mean, there's pretty big upside to Florian if we can make black-red work. Unnatural Growth is a good one. Crawl from the Cellar is good. There's a Cultist. Sack Outlet. Vivisection, which is also good. Vandal's fine. I mean, we have some incentive to be red now. We already have a couple zombies too. Probably take the Crawl, see if we get the Vandal back, because red's not popular anyway. But, Vandal's good with Florian too. I'm gonna take the Vandal. I think I want it more for the deck than Crawl, even though I like Crawl. Alright, Ambush here. Over Zombie and Pax. We have all these Pax Betrayals. We really need a sack outlet pretty badly. Another Organ Hoarder in there too. Pit Fighter. Rite of Oblivion on the splash. Rite of Oblivion is a sack outlet for Pax Betrayal. I can make that work. I'm gonna go for it. We just need Jack-O-Lanterns and other ways to fix. It's pretty slick when you can make that work. Socialite in here? Wow. Silver Bolt too, but alright. I mean, Vampires definitely seems open, which is good. Another Pax Betrayal. We need the sack outlets first. I'm gonna take the Stinger. Burn the Accursed Traveler in here. Take burn. Rockfall Veil lets us splash Rebirth, I guess, but I don't need it that bad. Outlaw, Perforator, and Ruffian. Probably Outlaw, I think, is ultimately... Yeah, I don't really like the Hungry for More. Blade Stitch Scab, pick 9. You don't say. Alright, well, I'm going to take Pax Betrayal. Probably wheel that Jack-o'-lantern, which I'm okay with. She's just ready to perforate. Perforate my heart. Unnatural Growth wheeling too? Wow. Green player's going to be happy. There's no way we don't get Jack-o'-lantern back, right? Unless someone's taking it for sideboard, I guess. I guess that's possible. Gosh. I probably need the Forager at this point. Well, Wrangler is very good. Take another Outlaw. We can take Whisper or Forager. We'll probably wheel one of those anyway. Maybe just take the Outlaw. First picking Outlaw? Oh, you know you're in trouble now. This is me talking to myself. Alright, Ambush. I mean, you have the Ambusher with some vampires. But probably still just take the Midnight Ambush, I think. Actually, we could take the Interloper. We don't have a lot of night-day stuff, do we? That's going to make the Ambush quite a bit worse. We do have the Vandal, which I'm happy I have now. And I guess a Village Watch, but... Decent argument now to take the Interloper. Because... we have just good stuff to synergize with it, and we want to be beat down. I'm going to take the Interloper. At this point, I think we're just straight up playing... beatdown. Could take Stolen Vitality. Could take the Candle Guide. It lets us splash Rite of Oblivion. These Pax Betrayals get a lot better if I can do that, but we just did not get the sack outlets I wanted. Could take Stolen Vitality. It lets you beat in a little bit better. Or we take Crawl from the Cellar for some res effects. I don't know if the Rite of Oblivion splash is happening anymore. All right, let's take Vitality. Well. All right, never mind. I guess we are doing the splash, because now with Flesh Taker and Rite of Oblivion, 4 Pax Betrayals gets quite a bit better. All right. Splash Sacred Fire now, too. Candle Guide lets us splash Flesh Taker and Rite of Oblivion. I guess Mystic Skull does too. You know, I haven't played Mystic Skull. I'm going to look at it here. I'm going to take a look at it. So Vandal gives us Night Day. God, we could have had all these Blade Stitch Scabs, huh? Otherwise, another Silver Bolt. Probably take another Bolt. Well, Ignition on the splash too, huh? Okay. We're certainly splashing white. Alright, another Mystic Skull. Whisper over Infiltrator. Am I right with that? All right. Haunted Ridge, making the mana base better. I like it. Like it. Some pretty surprising splashes in here, but went from never playing Mystic Skull to playing 2 Mystic Skulls. That's pretty fascinating. All right. So we have 3 white spells, and we have Candle Guide, 2 Mystic Skulls, and a Jack-o'-lantern. So we already have 4 ways to fix for it, which probably means we only need 1 plains, probably. And then we have no double black, no double red. So we can do the extra red, I guess. Probably ditch the Rite of Reunion, the Raise. Probably don't need the Occultist. Probably don't need the Vitality. Pax Betrayal Fleshtaker is pretty solid. This deck is very silly. We have to make 5 cuts. Wow. Uh-oh. Perforator, you're gone. Get out of here. Maybe we get off the Silver Bolt plan? Yeah, maybe at least one. Could just get off the Silver Bolt plan. I mean, the thing about Silver Bolts is, ideally we won't need it when we've got 4 Pax Betrayal with Fleshtaker and Rite of Oblivion. Probably don't want to cut any more creatures. I might have to cut 1 Pax Betrayal, which I'm probably okay with. I don't really want to cut another creature, though. I might be able to. Can I cut 1 more creature? If I do cut 1 more creature, which one is it? Could be the Village Watch. Night Day only matters for ambush. We still have the Vandal. These are creatures too, actually. That's true. The Mystic Skulls are technically creatures. Alright, whatever. I talked myself into it. This deck's silly. Very funny deck here. I kind of like the Candle Guide just for the fixing. If I'm only going to run 1 plains, which I kind of want to, I want to make sure I can play my white spells here. I wonder if there's a way I can play the 4 Pax Betrayal, just because it's so good with Fleshtaker and Rite of Oblivion. If I were to cut 1 more creature, it would probably be maybe an Arrogant Outlaw, which is a creature I've never really liked that much anyway. It's good with Socialite, though. But if I do... Technically, I still have 15 creatures with the Mystic Skulls, though, so this is probably okay. Let's just do this. No black mana on the play. Yeah, I'd probably still keep it. If we draw black mana, which we have, how many sources of? We have 8 sources of black. Uh-oh. Vessel Crasher, huh? Wow, mirror match, huh? Oh, there's the candle guide. Kind of like the candle guide here. Can just do Forager now. Better use of mana than the Socialite, even though it's tougher to get the black mana. What's the limited release on Arena? I don't know what that is. I mean, I could attack with the candle guide too, but seeing as I lose my one source of generating black right now, it doesn't seem like the best idea. Oh, are you talking about like sealed or something? All the Pax Betrayals. Let's just do the Horde here. I've never really liked sealed, so I don't think so. Not for me. Well, there's our black mana. So, suppose we can rummage too. For now, I'm just gonna play it chill. We just need to find one of our sack outlets, and I can ditch land at this point and be fine. All right. We don't really have great attacks here, so. There we go. Found it. Well, I'm glad they cast Soul Guide Griff now. How many cards has Famished Forager rummaged for us already? 4? Card's so important. I don't get it. While they're tapped out? That didn't make sense. But I liked it. Alright. Taking this. Because they're tapped out. Well, I'm going to play it patient. We don't have lethal this turn, so this is fine. Playing 4-color? Wow. Wasn't expecting that. I think my opponent might be... I think my opponent's probably newer. Not making the best decisions here. We'll take it. I agree. We'll take it as right. So we're playing 4-color weird stuff. You didn't see any wolves or werewolves, right? No. Oh, we did see a wolf. Okay. Let's stick to the same game plan there. If we can survive long enough, I think we'll be fine. Y'all excited for tomorrow? Little Crimson Bow? I know I am. I suppose we can actually keep this hand. Oddly enough. Mystic Skull doing its job. Oh, that's cool. Now I can go Interloper into Florian too? Cool. Oh wait, I could have gone Forger into Vandal. Whoops. My bad. Well, I can beat up my opponents when they're mana screwed real well. Wait, what happened? Is there a glitch there? Wasn't that my round 2? Anybody know what I'm talking about? Didn't we just play like a round 2? Did that game just like disappear? What just happened? Was that just round 1? Could have sworn that was round 2, but wow. Guess it's me then. I just time warped. Good enough.
Where am I? This place is noisy. Huh? Hey, who are you? What's going on here?
Here I come, rougher than the rest of them, the best of them, tougher than leather. You can call me knuckles.
Yeah, it's all blurring together here. That's a good combo. Turn 3, smash me for 4. Draw a card. Pretty good value. Well, that's cool.
Okay, now, this is very strange. What is the meaning of this? Is this a dream? No, it's more like a nightmare. This is beginning to blow my mind. This doesn't make any sense.
So we're playing the Bat Whisperer because it can actually trade with the Awoken Demon, which is nice.
Wait a minute. Oh no, it's starting to happen. Oh, not again. Here I come, rougher than the rest of them, the best of them, tougher than leather.
All right, so I'll end up having to trade with the Organ Hoarder, which I'm not thrilled about, but you gotta do what you gotta do sometimes, folks. So now we'll blow up the Awoken Demon.
Is that all you've got? I will be the one to set your heart free, true. Fine, give it your best shot. Cleanse yourself with them evil spirits that's in you. I can do better than that. I will be the one to set your heart free, true. Just what I thought. Cleanse yourself from evil spirits that got in you. Whoa, that was incredible. Hold on, come back here.
All right, for Xaxes, we'll go to game 2 here. So Awakener is actually going to be kind of good against us. Our plan, at least. But they have Delver in there, too, huh? Well, I don't think there's anything I can really do to make us live longer. Unless I want to do like a Cultist. I could do the Silver Bolts, but it only temporarily deals with Awakener. It's probably not good enough. I think our plan is fine. We just need to be able to live long enough to do it. We would have actually been fine had we survived that turn because we had the Angel Fire Ignition that we could have cast. And it would have saved our dude and let us get in for a huge Vigilant, life-linking, indestructible dude. I don't really want to ambush the Pestilent Wolf. Probably kill... I guess we'll kill the Pestilent Wolf now. Could have eccentric farmer, I guess, but probably want to deal with crawl from the grave too. Consuming blob. Well, they have open mana. I'm just gonna chill for now. Well, I'm kind of glad they played that before I played the ignition. 2 cards in hand. Well, if I do the ignition on the monstrosity again, how much trouble am I in? I'm probably not in too much trouble. Would like to do it on something else for diversity's sake. I mean, doing it on the Vandal, I feel like kind of makes sense. This way, if they have removal, kind of got to make the choice there. So they have 4 blockers. Yeah. Guess they have a solid double block for the monstrosity, don't they? So maybe just get in with the Vandal. I mean, the beauty of getting in with Vandal is it's indestructible, so it's not like they don't have a great block for it. Essentially, I get rid of one of their blockers. My guy doesn't die. Granted, we don't have any other vampires, but not a big deal. Well, I hope the next format is good too. Why did it switch from night to day? Didn't I cast spells? Oh wait, I must have cast 2, huh? Yeah. Jeez. We're just like beating the tar out of them with Vandal right now, huh? Can't believe I'm playing Mystic Monstrosity. I can't believe it's killing my opponent. So let's see, they want to revenge it. They still have lethal damage coming their way, don't they? Guess I can sack it in response here. All right. So they've got some pretty strong stuff in there. Consuming Blob is a big problem. And we really do not have a lot of answers for it. Well, that's not true. We have Pax Betrayal Sack synergies, but I guess we have Burn the Accursed. We have Graveyard Exile to make it smaller. So we do have some helpful things, but maybe I want the Rotten Reunion. I mean, at its smallest, it's still a 0-1. That spits out 0-1s, I assume. Yeah. not so easy. Do I want to like pivot to a control plan? Is that what I'm supposed to do? I can't imagine that's going to work too great for me. But trying to beat them down doesn't seem great either. It's weird though, like we oddly have like we have a combination of like aggro mid-range, usually not the best plan, but I think we have to kind of stick with this plan and hope we can aggro them out. Play Rebirth. It's a decent late game thing. I don't have anything too bomby to bring back with Diregraph Rebirth, I don't think. I can't believe I'm playing 2 Mystic Skulls. Took this long in the format for me to play it. Hey Brendheld, how are you? We're gonna keep this. I mean, it's not the best hand I've ever seen, but it's what we got. Hey, thanks for the follow. Appreciate it, Brendheld. I'm playing Midnight Hunt, and it's a 3-color weird deck. Ah, Rite of Oblivion. Well, that's a good one. So I have all the sack outlets. Now I just need the Pax Betrayals. Too bad Forager's not going to be able to... That's not true. It's going to be able to do something for us, probably. Uh-oh, Shadow Beast sighting, huh? Hey, our white mana. That's cool. I might just have to do the Oblivion here. I don't know if I have time to... I don't know if I have time to wait here. The problem is they're going to be able to get it with a Diregraph Horde, but... I mean, I guess I could play the Forager. Alright. I suppose that makes sense. The Skull's a weird creature, but we'll see what it can do. Could take 4. I guess I'm alright with that. I mean, Forager's pretty good. Although, I feel like we maybe already have enough gas to get there. I mean, I don't get flooded either, but it's not like we're not staying busy here. Our mana's tied up for a while. Alright, he did have the Diregraph Horde, which is probably for the best here. Oh, good. Diregraph Horde of our own, huh? Well, don't mind if I do it too. Well, they're 2 turns from the Shadow Beast sighting, so... No, but I need to set up for this Rite of Oblivion, I think, so... I think we'll just do the Horde and then get in with the Interloper. Just get value while we can. So we can burn the Horde and get in for 9. That puts him in a pretty tough spot. Oh, but then, maybe it's better to just burn the Awoken Demon. Get him for 9. Yeah, it's probably fine too, because they're going to take 11 and go to 3. They can hit us back for 10, is it? Huh. Flesh Taker plus, right? Yeah, I mean, I could do that too. Saves me some damage. That's probably a good idea. I mean, the land would let me go Stinger plus Burn. I probably don't need it, though. This puts them in a relatively difficult position, too. So they have to make a choice on what they want to do. With their removal spell, they got Burning a Hole in their hand. And next turn I can leave up Burn the Accursed and Mystic Skull, which is pretty good. I see. They have Revenge of the Drowned mana up, though. I'm just going to attack with the Interloper and pass. I'm going to play around Revenge of the Drowned. Leave up Mystic Skull and Burn the Accursed. So if I steal the Sentry, they can try and Silverbolt the Flesh Taker in response. That's not really good enough, though. Sure. This deck is doing much better than I expected it to. It's a good hand. Hey, thanks for the follow, TW. Oh. Well, I think I actually Pax Betrayal it so I can scry and find something here. Especially since we have another one in hand. Both of those are good, though. Or do we really need to Outlaw, I guess? Well, we definitely want the Interloper. Outlaw I might be okay with ditching. But nah, they work too well together, I guess. Alright. Yeah, I think we have to take both. Could have made my Interloper bigger. It's true. Uh-oh. Wait, did they just die? I think they do now. That's mean. That's mean. Nobody expects the second Pax Betrayal, but I think anytime you see the first Pax Betrayal, you have to expect the second Pax Betrayal. They come in multiples. So they're playing black-white. They got some good synergies there. Behemoth has got to be a liability for them, though. They got to know that now. They see two Pax Betrayals. I think Behemoth that's just got to come out. Almost makes me want to bring a fourth Pax Betrayal in, but our deck is so tight. It's tough to cut anything from this deck. And it's not like we have a million sack outlets. We really have, like, what, 2? I think with 2 sack outlets, 3 Pax Betrayal is probably good. So we do have Silverbolt, which I guess kills Stalking Predator. But Rotten Reunion deals with the whatever it's called, disturb stuff. That's all right. We'll keep it the same. We're like aggro steel and sack. This is a keep. Yeah, that's true. We have the exile effects, hopefully. Farmhand's a good one. I'm still gonna do the turn 2 skull, I think, for now. Hopefully I can take a beating from a farmhand for a little while. Uh-oh. Well, actually that's okay. So we'll just let it turn to night and then we'll kill the traveler here. Well, that's cool. Uh-oh. There's a lot of bodies out there. They still don't have the... So... What prevents the most damage? I mean, probably the safest play is just burn the silversmith, because they don't have... Thinger anyway. I still end up taking at least 5, which is pretty significant. But if I play Dire Rifle and they kill it, I take 8. I think I'll just kill Silversmith now. Well, didn't quite work out as well as I would have wanted. Now if they have removal, it's just GG's, but nothing I can do about it. All right, so we're game 2 here, or 3 rather. Let's see here. Anything more early I can play? Can do the occultist. It's really not looking that great though. Can do the silver bolts. Kills shady travelers. It actually kills quite a few things. It's just not a great price. I mean, Outlaw also just trades with like their 3/2s and 3/3s and stuff. And occasionally gains me life. I think I'll stick to the same plan here. Not the best hand I've ever seen, but I suppose we have all 3 colors. We're only running 1 plane, so kind of fixes for us reasonably well. I guess at least they don't have a play. Oh, they're gonna make their. They're gonna get a 2/2 out. Draws them a card. Yeah, that's not a bad draw. Surprised they didn't attack with the captain there. I would have. I'm gonna burn that. They can tap my horde. I'm okay with that. If I have to trade an outlaw for a Cathar, it's not the end of the world. Socialite, huh? Might kill the trapper here. Well, that's a weird, it's a weird tap. So they must have like, I don't know, the Defiant thing or whatever. Well, at least I can take care of that threat. They didn't attack. I don't know what they're doing. They're getting kind of greedy here. Probably have to get rid of the trapper at some point. Could definitely use a Pax Betrayal right about now. Tough spot. I don't really want to write the Traveler. I feel like I kind of need one of our packs. Give me a second. I've only played it 1,000 times. Pax Betrayal to win this one, unfortunately. I don't think I can just burn it on a 4/4 and hope that it does enough. Yeah, I don't think that's good enough, though. Well, I may have no choice but to use Pax Betrayal now. Or Rite of Oblivion, rather. They've just got too many things. I mean, we've got some outs here. Our late game is still pretty good. We have a Rummager, a Famished Forager. We have to help rummage through these extra lands. We have Angel Fire Ignition, which could make our Interloper go off. We have Flesh Taker, which I guess can do things for us, maybe. Ambush is good here. It's at least going to let us kill the Trapper on their turn. Yeah, just 16 more and we got it. Oh, Mystic Skull. I forgot we have a couple of those too. That's nice. Yeah, there's our Pax Betrayal. So I can steal their Predator. Say I smash with everything. I don't know. Am I even in a rush? I don't think so. What's the rush? Thanks, Ramy. I appreciate that. That's true. I kind of want to do it when I kill them, though, but I might be... I mean, we're ahead right now. They have a bunch of cards in hand, too. I mean, that makes more sense. They have Eaten Alive, so... They would have only been able to do that at sorcery speed. Oh, there we go. You're looking for the Forager. It's pretty slick. I don't know the exact time, Ramy. Sometimes I feel like they don't even know the exact time. Ah, there we go. Oh. So I can't actually kill them with Outlaw. So I guess I just sack the Traveler. I would think you can only do it once per time, Ramy. I don't think you can just keep paying and drawing. That'd be too good. Hey, they didn't get to draw the card. Well, the nice thing is, even if they have Vanquished the Horde, we follow up with Florian and Arrogant Outlaw, which is pretty good. Well, we got the draft with this deck? What? That's cool. What'd I get the 20 gems for? All right, well, I know I say this a lot, but I need to go do yard work, which sucks because I don't want to, but I have to. And then I have to do homework in preparation for tomorrow. All right, pack one, pick one. We take the burn the accursed. Good removal. All right, pack one, pick one here. Could take the socialite. I mean, certainly strong if you're aggro vamps, but Shady Traveler, probably a safer pick, actually. Well, I would like to draft more, but that just feels like a good note to end it on, and I have to get so many leaves out of my backyard, it's insane. Here we just slam that borrowed time. Are y'all stoked, though, for tomorrow? I'm very excited. Obviously, I'm going to try and get recording as early as I can. Pack one, pick one here. I'd take the Revenge over the Strangler. I love this card. You want me to garden? Hey, thanks for the follow, Jelly. I wish I was sticking around longer for you. Pack one, pick one here. Duel for Dominance hasn't been as good in this format, has it? Otherwise, Shady Traveler. I guess I'd take Duel and hope I could make it work. I don't know what my average draft score is, Raimi. That's tough to say. You could ask Sext with Squids. He would know. Appreciate the follow, though. That's nice. Yeah, it's going to... hopefully I can stream sooner rather than later. Here, I'd probably take the Astronomer over the Captain. They're both great, but Astronomer is nasty good. I'm super stoked, though. I'm going to be putting videos up starting tomorrow. So, in the meantime, enjoy today's last Innistrad Midnight Hunt draft, which will be posted in a couple hours here. And yeah, I'm really stoked for tomorrow. Hopefully the new format is good. Let's all hope. Innistrad Midnight Hunt was a great format. I enjoyed it a lot. A lot of fun. Yeah. Well, here's the thing. If Crimson Vow sucks, maybe I'll go back to playing Midnight Hunt, but I guess that's only if it's even a draft format. What are the draft formats you can even play right now? I'm always wondering why they don't have more available. So they've got Midnight Hunt. Hey, thanks for the follow, Mark. Is this the Mark Teeden following me? How cool would that be? Yeah, I don't know. They have core set available. That's okay, Mark. That would have been cool if you said yeah, though. Even if you lied, there would have been a part of me that would have been like, wow, I wonder if that's actually Mark Teeden. Core set? Wait, what's core set? I thought core set was Adventure in Forgotten Realms. Well, that's nice, Mark. I appreciate that. I'm going to try and stream more often, folks, but it's going to be a little bit slower at the beginning of a new format, just because I have to record draft videos, which takes a lot of time. And I'm in school and I'm working, so it's a little bit tough right now, but I'm stoked. I hope you're all stoked. I'm going to see you real soon. In the meantime, take care. And this is nice sign off from Innistrad Midnight Hunt. We'll see you real soon.